what led you to seek out this type of therapy in the first place?
So, everyone spoke about the Holy Spirit. I really believe that God assigned Dr. Joan as a destiny helper for me. I was in a 20-year relationship, and I was recently separated. And the impact on my children was really traumatic. And, I'd get calls from my son fighting at school, or, from my daughter's school as well. And it was really painful to go through. And a friend of mine invited me to a seminar that Dr. Joan was having called Lifting the Veil. And in the seminar, she spoke about the different issues that really held us back from getting our breakthrough. And, what was really profound was she talked about having that relationship with God and recognizing that God was really the true source of love. And that once you had that complete love, you really didn't need to go seek that from someone else. And for me, it was an aha moment. And I felt led to ask her if she helped children. And I said, can I get your card? And I'm so glad that I did, because when I went to my first session and I took my daughter, and she said, you have to go with her. And so I brought her into the session. And the technique and the process she used, was she went back in time. And of course, this was, foreign for me. But she was using the response of my daughter's body to actually pinpoint the moment in time in the room. And so it was interesting because I thought the moment in time was the day we left when my husband. So what happened was I packed the stuff, and then it was a process. I didn't move right away, and then we moved. But that wasn't the moment in time. The moment in time was when I found out that he was cheating, and I packed his suitcases, and my daughter came into the room, and she was saying, "Mommy, what are you doing?" My son, "Mommy, what are you doing?" I said, "Oh, it's okay. Daddy's not going to live with us anymore." I'm trying to keep it real calm because, at that time I'm trying to blow. I'm like, it's going to be okay. Daddy loves you. We're just not going to work anymore. He's going to have to live somewhere else. And, my children were crying, and, I'm saying, it's going to be okay. But he came home. So I came home from church that weekend. He came home and he said, "I'm not leaving." And, I waited, and we thought, maybe we could work it out, but things didn't change the way I expected it to change. And so 9 months later, I left and I took the children. So I thought that was the moment in time. But when Dr. Joan had my daughter in the session, I'm thankful that I was there, because she said, "What happened in April?" And I can't say what I said then, but it was like, oh my God, this is what happened. April 25th, I packed his stuff to leave. So that was the moment in time for my daughter, who thought, oh my God, what is happening? My mom is destroying my world.
It's amazing how we as adults think that because we've lived so long, we are the ones who need it the most.
Right.
But imagine if we had access to this.
When we're growing up.
Right?
Right. Yes. Yeah.
And whether we're young, whether we're old, whether it takes, years or days, we don't know.
Right.
So I'm very curious about your experience, Jeffrey, because you had 4 sessions.
Yes.
Over a period of years, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And
yes.
Jeffrey, tell us about your experience, because I think you had 1 session, so you're still new to this process. What has the experience been like for you? What was it like for you?
So I had my first session 2 days ago, and wow. So I'll just lay it out like this. When I got there, first of all, Dr. Joan was so open-hearted, and I just felt that rapport instantly. Right? I felt like I could be vulnerable, which is a tough thing for us to do as people, especially as men. We're told not to, and trained not to. So for me, there's a lot of things to it, but certain things that really stand out or she was able to pinpoint the things that I didn't even write down on paper that I needed to work on in terms of who I needed to forgive, and also certain traits in myself that I even now am currently battling in terms of, you know, my behaviors, right? So that right there was kind of like, okay, you know, I know these things are possible because I know that there are spiritual realms, but I didn't really think I didn't really think that it was gonna happen like that I was gonna see it, you know, and experience it like that. So another thing that really stands out is when I was there looking in the mirror. Okay, so normally we go around, we see everyone's faces, right? Right now I'm here, I'm seeing everyone's face. So in my mind, I can kind of say, okay, there's an identity each person's face, and even more so when I come and I speak to you. But when I was there and I was looking at my own self in the mirror and speaking to myself, it was like, it was tough. At the same time, I felt like the more she facilitated and helped me to let go of certain things, that I started to build this connection with myself. Like, imagine building like a friendship with yourself, like something that I didn't really get before, but actually exists, right? So anyways, after the process and when we finished, I just felt so light, like my eyesight was clearer, like literally, I felt light. And even now, I still feel like more connected to myself in a way, and I know there's more work for me to do, but the session was definitely like a breakthrough, like chipping away at some kind of shell.